Right now, travel nightmare. The deadly winter storm continues to tie up flights across the country. How it's impacting folks in Madison. Also, no one's thrilled to work on Christmas Day, but a surprise for a local waitress made it worth it. And then some.
Light snow moving out, warmer temperatures moving in. I'll have your first warned weather forecast.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford, Josh Breider with your first warned weather. Reminder that government offices closed today, the holiday being observed on the 26th. We hope you had a wonderful Christmas. We have some fresh snow to start off your Monday morning, don't we, Josh?
Yeah, it's pretty out there. You ready for temperatures in the teens?
I can't wait.
How about the 20s?
Let's do it.
30s?
Talk about a drastic swing in temperatures here.
We're going to be warming up at least 10 degrees over the next 4 days.
Let's do it.
So let's get things off and rolling right now with the high-resolution radar. You can see we do have a little bit of light snow out there, especially on the south-central part of Wisconsin, but we're not seeing any major issues out there, just enough to freshen things up. Might have a couple of slick spots out there, so do keep that in mind if you're going to be doing any traveling early this morning before we do start to warm things up. Here we look at WISC-TV sky camera, and you can see we do have some cloudy conditions, a couple of flakes flying at this hour. As far as our temperature goes, we're sitting at 10 degrees. That feels pretty nice out there compared to where we were over the weekend. As we start to clear things out, we'll actually cool down a couple of more degrees before our afternoon high later on today. Here's our current temperatures: 10 degrees in Madison, 16 degrees in Janesville. Wow, look at that heat wave. 8 degrees up in the Dells at this hour. Tonight, we'll be cooling things off only to around 0 degrees after our afternoon highs later on today. So things are going to be looking pretty good as we go about. Coming up, I'll track the rest of that snow and also let you know on when we can expect even milder weather in the forecast and just how long it's going to stick around. And with that, the chance for rain and snow, Chris. So a lot to break down in first warned weather.
All right, we'll talk to you then, Josh. Thank you. As always, for all of your weather information on the go, just download our free First Warned Weather and Traffic app. It's available right now in your app store. Wisconsin State Trooper continues to recover this morning after being struck by an out-of-control pickup. It happened this weekend on I-94 near Wisconsin Dells. The trooper's vehicle took some significant damage from behind. The Wisconsin State Patrol says the trooper was inside at the time, parked alongside the freeway, tending to another crash when the collision happened. The driver of the truck was not hurt. The crash is still under investigation. That major winter storm has turned deadly as it brought freezing temperatures and dangerous conditions to millions of Americans. So far, the storm has been blamed for at least 38 deaths nationwide. Buffalo, New York, especially hit hard. At least 11 deaths confirmed there and expected to climb. New York Governor Kathy Hochul has requested a federal disaster declaration from the White House.
We are in a war. This is a war with Mother Nature.
Travel nightmares continued throughout the weekend, and they do this morning as well. More than 9,000 flights were canceled or delayed in the U.S. on Christmas. I have been checking FlightAware all morning, and as of this moment, more than 1,400 flights have either been canceled or delayed in or out of the U.S. this morning. A survey conducted by the online travel website The Vacationer showed today and tomorrow were expected to be the busiest after the holiday. And we're also keeping an eye on local flights. We do have a few delays, but no cancellations coming out of Dane County Regional this morning. It was an extremely busy holiday season for the U.S. Postal Service. More than 10 billion packages and pieces of mail were delivered. Moving all that mail takes a lot of workers and technology. So just how exactly does it all get done? Heather Brown takes us inside a processing plant in Minnesota to show us.
So it's 5 o'clock right now, and you're still delivering mail.
Yes.
What time did you start this morning?
Started at 6 this morning.
By the end of the day, Bernie Schroeder will have delivered to 500 homes.
Oh, gosh. Is it always like that?
This time of year, yes.
He and the other carriers leave the back of the Eagan post office each morning with full trucks.
This is where all the trucks come in.
Dana Smith oversees the customer service.
When the carrier comes in the morning, they grab their packages.
Which they then sort by address.
They get all their other mail ready, and then they leave through that door.
The hundreds of letters Bernie will deliver that day have already been sorted the night before.
What we're doing is breaking it down, letters, parcels, flats, etc.
At a 90-acre mail processing plant a few miles away in St. Paul.
So this building will run all night long?
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
First, they flatten the pieces of mail that come from the trucks to the conveyor belt so they can be fed into this machine.
So this machine will flip the card in the right direction.
Correct.
It'll scan the zip code.
Correct.
It will also spray in orange an ID tag, and then will spray in black a barcode that holds all of the address's information.
How fast is this moving?
Fast. Roughly 32,000 an hour.
From there, the machine sorts the letters by location into 12 different bins. Those bins are then brought to other machines, which sort by zip code and finally individual address.
So what this machine does, it now sorts it by address.
Correct. And walk sequence for the carrier.
Which means the letters are now all in the right order for the carrier's route. At the same time, from above, the barcodes on packages are being scanned too.
Each bin has its own post office.
Right. It could go to Northfield, it could go to Egan, St. Paul, whatever. We'll run all night, all the way until the morning, roughly about 3:45.
So this mail will be on trucks tomorrow morning?
Yep, be delivered tomorrow morning.
Where Bernie will be waiting.
This time of year, it's fun when you're delivering all the packages. They're like, oh, yay, it's here. Thank you. You made my day. That makes you feel good.
That was Heather Brown reporting. Despite those billions of packages and letters being delivered, winter storms nationwide caused problems on some package carriers. FedEx and UPS warned customers that holiday deliveries could arrive late because of the weather. A Sun Prairie waitress received a Christmas gift she won't soon be forgetting. Callie Blue works at Gus's Diner in Sun Prairie. She woke up to work yesterday morning on Christmas Day. Her second guest of the day was Michael Johnson, who is the CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County. She says both of them started chatting, and at the end, when she ran his credit card and collected the receipt, she saw a tip ending with 3 zeros. That's right, Johnson tipped her $1,000.
I got my alarm clock, which was Gus, at 4:50 in the morning, and got here at 5:30. Michael, I want to say was his name, walked in around 6 o'clock. He was really sweet. Just chit-chatted with me, got some new things, and before he left, he tipped me $1,000.
How about that? Callie says she didn't know if Johnson was planning on leaving such a big tip, but is feeling fortunate he did. It's the biggest she's ever received, easily topping a $100 tip she got last Christmas. As for what she plans to do with that money, Callie says she'll use it to pay off some bills and take care of her horses. 6:07 coming up. The Packers no longer a long shot to make the playoffs. We'll hear from Aaron Rodgers and Coach LaFleur on the comeback win in Miami. And as the year winds down, we take a look back at some of the people who inspired us in the 608.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year! Before we begin, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. And by switching, you could even save $652. Thank you, Liberty Mutual. Now, contestants ready? Go! Why? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Why get the updated COVID-19 vaccine? Because life's a little better when we're all boosted. It's the best way to protect yourself from COVID-19's most serious effects, especially if you're over 50 or have a weaker immune system. Give your health a boost. Find the updated COVID-19 vaccine near you at dhs.wisconsin.gov/vaccine.
Sometimes a cough isn't just a cough, so it's better to be prepared. Keeping Binax Now handy makes it easy to test. And self-test kits may be reimbursable with no copay through your health plan. With Binax Now, you'll have reliable results in 15 minutes with the self-test that features the same technology doctors use and detects multiple variants, including Omicron BA.5. So you can always be prepared with Binax Now, the #1 COVID-19 self-test in the U.S.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CRV, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot. Start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Only a wise and lucky few understand the amazing benefits of real sauna bathing. Leisure Concepts has Finnish and infrared saunas that set up in a flash and will get you through winter happy and healthy. Now watch closely to see my favorite part of sauna bathing. Get to Leisure Concepts on the Beltline at the Park Street exit.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
It's about 6:11 on your Monday morning. I'm Josh Brider with your First Warn weather forecast as we take a look at this week between Christmas and New Year's. And things are looking brighter here as we start to go towards the new year. Today's going to be your coldest day. We're going to start to see some south winds coming in on Tuesday, and that's going to pump in some warmer air as we get through the end of this year. So if you're looking forward to some warmer temperatures, we've got the good news for you this morning. High-resolution radar right now shows some light snow overnight. This is starting to move out, so there might be some flakes flying outside your window this morning, especially in south central Wisconsin at this hour. But that will be moving out as we go throughout the day. Future tracks showing some breaks in the clouds. We'll be warming things up into the teens today. Tonight we'll be cooling down again, only to around 0 degrees, so not too shabby compared to where we've been. And then we're going to start to see a little bit more of a mix of sun and clouds for your Tuesday, along with some warmer air. So as we plan your day today, here are your high temperatures across southern Wisconsin. Again, everyone should warm up into the mid-teens today, so things will be nice. We might have a couple of breaks of sunshine out there as well, so that will feel good. Maybe a little bit of melting finally as that salt begins to actually work after we've been in the deep freeze for quite some time. Again, we'll be cooling things down. 0 degrees here in Madison tonight. Some of us, including Platteville, might be going back below 0. Black River Falls as well at -1 tonight, but not quite as cold as where we have been. All right, so here's the good news. If you want warmer temperatures, here's your trend over the next 10 days. You can see we are warming things up, starting with the 20s today. Tomorrow, warming up into the 30s, and then look at that, 40s as we get towards the later part of this week. Again, your normal temperatures right now are in the low to mid-30s, so that is well above average. So we're going to start to see a little bit of melting when it comes to some of that snow, which is good news for some of those streets that are just jam-packed with a lot of that really, really hard ice and snow from where we saw last week. Again, as we go about the next 10 days, things are looking A-okay as far as our temperatures, but as we warm up, especially above freezing, that's when we start to see a little bit of a chance for rain in the forecast. We are staying active. The pattern is very, very active as we go, especially into the new year as well. So you can see we do have a chance for some sort of precipitation pretty much every day, and just depending on the time of day will depend on where the temperature is sitting and if we're going to be seeing rain or snow. So we'll be tracking that as we get through the next few days as well to pinpoint that out a little bit. As far as your first warn traffic goes this morning, things are looking pretty good out there as we kick off this day after Christmas. Again, the government offices are closed, so a lot of folks have the day off with Christmas falling on a Sunday. So everything is A-okay, even with that light snow overnight. Please keep in mind, though, it might be a little slick out on that sidewalk if you're taking the dog out for a walk. Don't be surprised if you skid out on those feet a little bit. Chris will be timing those out a little bit more as we go throughout the next couple of days.
All right, thanks, Josh. Here's your morning sports.
Packers defense delivers on Christmas Day. An impressive showing down in Miami helped the Pack keep their playoff chances alive while also stringing together their third straight win. And like most games this season, it wasn't a put it away in the first half sort of game. This one is done and come from behind fashion. At halftime, the Finns lead 20-13 while Aaron Rodgers and company come out of the locker room with an agenda. They're just eating up the clock. It's midway through the third quarter when A.J. Dillon trucks it in and the extra point point makes it a tie game. So offense did its part. Now here's where the defense shuts down Tua Tagovailoa. Jair Alexander's going to come up for pick number 1. Well, the Packers are going to capitalize with a field goal, and they take the lead. Well, the Finns get the ball back, and Tua is intercepted for a second time. He ends up finishing the day with 3 interceptions, all of which came in the fourth quarter as the Packers win it 26-20. Rodgers finishes 24 of 38 for 238 yards, 1 score, and an interception. Playoff hopes still alive and now just 1 game short of 500.
We've been in a good rhythm, practice, energy, cohesion, and then playing a little bit better complementary football. It wasn't perfect, but that's a good football team, and they had a lot to play for, so it's a good win for us.
Can't say enough about our defense, especially the first half obviously was not up to our standard, but in the second half definitely made a few adjustments, and our guys really went out there and executed.
It's been go, go, go for the Badger football team since arriving in Phoenix on Christmas Eve. The team got a chance to visit the city's Salvation Army yesterday morning as part of a community outreach event where they spent time with families, visiting with fans, and signing autographs while also distributing meals at the Phoenix Convention Center.
It's just an amazing opportunity for us just to be here, giving back to the community. You know, a lot of people don't have the opportunity or the choice to, like, you know, get a meal or, like, just spend time with family. I'm just glad that, you know, we're here as an organization just helping and giving back to the community. It's just an amazing experience, like walking around talking to people you've never seen before, you've never, like, you know, you never talked to. And, like, you know, having fun, like playing games with them.
As for bowl game prep, the team hit the practice field ahead of facing Oklahoma State. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl is set for tomorrow with kickoff at 9:15. Bucks on the road this Christmas in Boston, taking on the Celtics for the first time since last season's playoff run. The Celtics jump out to an early lead. Giannis able to cut into the deficit. Some help from Pat Connaughton. That's 2 of his game-high 27. But it's the Jason Tatum show. At the rim, from behind the arc, he ends up dropping 41 points. The Celtics get the big Christmas Day win, 139-118, as the Bucks suffer their 3rd straight loss. They return to action on Wednesday. Back to you.
Thanks a lot. All right, in the 608 this week, we're taking a look back at all of our coverage in 2022. Josh Breider, you met some pretty interesting people, some very inspiring people this year.
Yeah, and that's where we start things off today. Of course, all week we're going to be looking back at 2022. First up, we're meeting some of those inspirational people. Hear their messages to our viewers.
My favorite thing is just putting stuff away.
And it's like, oh my gosh, he's so valuable.
I just be happy that I have the job that I like to do.
We wanted to make space for Black women and honor Black women. I think sometimes our contributions are not mentioned or not covered, and so we could think of no better way to celebrate Black History Month, celebrate our colleague, and celebrate and honor the Black woman.
After their twins' nearly 4-month stay at St. Mary's Hospital, Molly wanted to find a way to give back with her own experience and perspective.
Where I'd be most put to use is at the bedside with the parents who are watching their children and wondering what's next and sort of comforting in that angle.
Hi, bud. Come on.
We really want to see natural behavior, so that's part of our rehabilitation process.
The more we talk about it, the less uncomfortable it will be. I think I have not met a person that hasn't been touched by mental health in some way. So there's so much room for growth and understanding.
It's easy to get to, very convenient to find it. Amazingly sweet fragrance, particularly from dusk till dawn, are part of our really sensory engagement focus here at the Healing Garden.
I would guess, obviously, this is very complex. You need to have the support to be able to be successful.
Yeah, and it's taken a while, but it's finally kicking off. And it's also kind of fun to watch an 80-year-old man turn into a little boy.
People don't realize that they can really go beyond what they think they can do. So when they break down those barriers and they get through the failures in life, and make sure the little things that happen that bring on that failure don't happen again.
It's hard to feel these emotions. It's hard to reflect on what's happened
to you, you want to just dismiss it and pretend it never happened.
Being out there, being physical in nature can be so healing.
Yes, we got this.
I also have mental disabilities also, which to me count as my strengths. My caseworker and my boss at the time thought it would be a great idea for me to do it because I'm super nice to people and I understand people and I get people.
The 1% more is a life habit, it's a mentality, and I think it's something that can be replicated into any career, into any profession. I think that 1% is what helps you become the next best version of yourself.
Because I just saw how much it brought them all together to have their words on the wall. And even when students come back, they'll say, oh, I can still see this is my handwriting. And that's pretty special.
My thanks to photojournalist Mark Schilling for putting that together. I could not do this segment without him. Remember, you can always go back and watch our features by going to channel3000.com. There is the In the 608 tab, and there you're going to find the interactive map that you can see all of the places we've been across southern Wisconsin. And Chris, I think you said it best earlier, you know, with so many bad things happening in the world, this has been an incredible outlet to showcase that there are amazing things that are going on in our community. And this is why you need to get out there and meet these people, because everyone just has an incredible story.
They do. I mean, really, Josh, how many times over your career have you heard that someone comes up to you and says, you know, I just don't watch the news anymore. It's just all bad news. I just can't take it. I got to turn it off after a couple minutes.
And this is your example of this is why you should be watching, because of course, you know, it's one of those things, even here on the program, we got to give you, you know, that news too, but there are so many positive stories and people doing good things every single day. And I'm very, very lucky that I get to go out there and meet these people because, you know, this is just beginning. There's still plenty of stories out there to be told.
Yeah, here's to 2023.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Josh. Josh's stories come often from people just like you, so find him on social media or email him for a chance to be featured. The Packers' playoff hopes are very much alive this morning, and we found the perfect soundbite to sum up their excitement. In our next half hour, a Christmas toy drive for kids in the hospital. Meet the third grader who pulled it off.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
My name's Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Fresh Hy-Vee chicken breasts, only $1.99 a pound. Doritos, only $1.99. And Hy-Vee sour cream, only 59 cents. Only at Hy-Vee.
Garage doors are just like us. They don't like the cold weather. But if it breaks, Precision Garage Door is always ready. We always show up in a fully stocked vehicle so we can get the job done today.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
When I say I've been living Atkins for years, that doesn't mean I've been on a diet for years. Of course, there are times when I want to lose a few pounds. So for me, it's Atkins to the rescue. And with Atkins, it doesn't have to take over your life. I mean, look at the great things you can have. Fresh recipes that deliver quality proteins and aren't full of sugars or refined carbs. Check out all their free tools and recipes at Atkins.com. No meetings, nothing to join. Did I mention it's all free?
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Get ready for the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. All new, nonstop action, amazing basketball skills, and more. Playing Alliant Energy Center on December 30th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
What did you find when you lost the weight?
I found I smile.
I found I could eat, really eat. Jenny just makes it simple. Simple.
Learn how to get a free week of food with Purchase. Jenny Craig, lose the weight. Find yourself.
Waiting. Sometimes it's just inevitable. But if you're over 50 or live with a chronic condition, untreated COVID could be deadly. Got COVID symptoms? Get tested and get treated right away. It can't wait.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Bone-in pork shoulder roast, only $1.48 a pound. 6 packs of Pepsi products, only $1.99. And Dole iceberg lettuce, only 99 cents each. Only at Hy-Vee.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Well, it was an exciting day for Packers fans as they kept their playoff hopes alive. But it was safe to say nobody perhaps more excited than cornerback Jair Alexander. Listen.
I seen number 10 coming across the field. I said, oh, snap, he fast. So I bagged off. When I bagged off, I seen him coming. He ran right in front of me. I was like, wow, is he really overthrowing it? Took it down the sideline, turned up with my guys, gave the football to a little kid wearing 23. I love it.
How about that, Yeah, the Packers defense played a huge role in that comeback win yesterday against the Dolphins. 3 interceptions in the second half. Packers going to win at 26-20. That was a fun game. Obviously a wonderful ending for the Packers. And now if they win their last 2 and they get a little bit of help from another team or 2, they're into the playoffs.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, next up, your Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I told you earlier, my grandpa, we showed up yesterday at Christmas, and he had his Packers PJs on. And, of course, my grandpa is the only Packers fan in the entire family, being from Minnesota, of course. You know who the rest are.
Life goals for me.
But he was in good spirits yesterday.
All right, hey, you got a lot to get to in the weather that... well, we got just a touch of time here to touch on.
Yeah, light snow is moving out today, so it shouldn't have too much of an impact. We're going to be warming things up, though, as we go throughout this week. More on that coming up, Chris.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Stanton Optical, independent eye doctors are available for eye exams whenever you need one. You should have seen me before I got mine. You're so quiet. Are you mad at me? Book your free same-day eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's the 76-year-old guy who still runs marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
What? You mean...
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Wow. So sudden. We're not about to have the we need life insurance conversation again, are we?
No, we're having the we're getting coverage so we don't have to worry about it conversation.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a month plan from Colonial Penn?
I am. We put it off long enough. We are getting that $9.95 plan today.
Is it time for you to call about the $9.95 plan? I'm Jonathan from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Sometimes we just need a reminder not to take today for granted. It could be the death of someone you know or a health scare. That's why today could be a great day to call for free information about Colonial Penn's $9.95 plan. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance starting at just $9.95 a month. There are no health questions, so you can't be turned down for any health reason. This is permanent coverage. Just pay your premiums for lifelong security. The $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life plan. Options start at just $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate can never go up. It's locked in for life. Don't put it off. Take the first easy step. Call today for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. So call now.
Call 1-800-290-3399 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-290-3399. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-290-3399. 1-800-290-3399. Call now.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
It's the Planet Fitness You Can Still Join a Gym in 2022 sale. Now through December 30th. Join for just $1 down, $10 a month, and you can still do that thing you said you'd do 11 and a half months ago. All with no commitment, cancel anytime. Get tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. It's not too late. This can still be your year. Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and pay nothing until January 17th. Hurry, deal ends Friday, December 30th.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We do the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $400 at Lens Crafters, over $200 at Walmart, and over $150 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
Right now, new developments in Friday's deadly shooting at Mall of America. What we're learning about the victim and who's responsible. Also, giving back. A whole lot had to go right for organizers to pull off a toy drive for kids in the hospital.
A little light snow overnight won't have too much of an impact on your Monday. I'm tracking when we're clearing things up and warming things out coming up.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford. Josh Breider's got your first warn weather this morning. And we're almost out of the freezer here, Josh. We got a big swing in temperatures and a little bit of light snow this morning.
It's nice to be here and actually have some good news when it comes to the forecast.
You've definitely had your work cut out for you when you've been filling in.
Yes, it's going to be busy, but we're going to be warming things up, which is some good news for folks, especially if you're going to be doing traveling. The roads are going to be in much better shape this week compared to what we experienced and what we were talking about at this point last week. High-resolution radar right now shows that snowfall moving out. A couple of flurries might be happening outside of your window right now, but nothing too much to be worried about. As we take a look at the WISC-TV sky camera, you can see those cloudy conditions, couple of flakes here on Madison southwest side. At temperatures right now, we are sitting at 10 degrees, which actually feels pretty good out there as we kick things off on a Monday morning. Again, that snowfall is going to be clearing things out. We'll actually have a couple of breaks in your clouds. With that, we'll cool down a couple of more degrees as we go about your mid-morning hours. Temperatures across the 608, again, most of us sitting right now around 10 degrees. Some of us a little bit up to the north and west. Black River Falls, you're at 7 degrees. Viroqua at 6. A little warmer down to the south. Janesville, you're sitting at 14 degrees at this hour. As we plan your day, again, we'll be clearing that snow out. A couple of breaks in your clouds this afternoon. Might see a little sunshine for your Monday, and we'll be warming things up into the teens. And today is just the start of that warm-up. Chris, coming up, I'll talk about when we could see 20s, 30s, and maybe even 40s in the forecast. Yeah, hang on. It's going to be a wild ride this week. And, of course, with that, we've got some rain and snow on the way, too, that we'll talk about.
All right. Thanks, Josh. You can stay on top of the weather by downloading the Channel 3000 Weather app. Just search for Channel 3000 Weather or WISC Weather wherever you get your apps. We are following some breaking news this morning in North and South Korea. At about 1:30 this morning, South Korea's military fired nearly 100 warning shots at 5 North Korean drones that violated the South's airspace, with one drone flying near Seoul. This is the first time since 2018 that North Korea has violated southern airspace. In response, Seoul has increased air and naval patrols while putting its missile defense system on alert. When the drones crossed the border, South Korea scrambled aircraft and helicopters to intercept, but according to the Associated Press, it is not yet clear whether the drones were shot down. However, new reports coming in say that shortly after scrambling, a South Korean plane crashed, but the 2 pilots are safe. This is just 3 days after North Korea launched 2 missiles into the southern sea. To those new developments now in Friday's deadly shooting at Mall of America in Minnesota. Police have revealed the name of the 19-year-old victim. Jante Hudson of St. Paul, Minnesota is the 19-year-old shot and killed during a fight at the Nordstroms. Police say they arrested 5 suspects, all males 17 and 18 years old.
We are fairly confident that we do have the person who was responsible for murdering the victim in custody.
Investigators say one of the men is believed to be the gunman, but police say it is possible more than one shooter was involved and say that the people in custody are not cooperating with authorities. This is the second shooting to take place at Mall of America this year. The first, someone has died. We are only one day away from the Guaranteed Rate Bowl in Phoenix, where the Wisconsin Badgers will take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Badgers got to Phoenix Friday night, trading in single-digit temps for highs in the 60s and low 70s. Christmas Eve morning, take a look here. They volunteered their time with the Salvation Army, helping families with a hot Christmas meal. The pictures here coming from the Badgers' official Twitter account. Tomorrow's game against Oklahoma State kicks off at 9:15 our time on ESPN. Earlier this week, we told you about a horse rescue in Grantsburg, Wisconsin, and we have an update for you. 18-year-old Mustang Wilson wandered 6 miles away from his home early last week and fell through 4 inches of ice. 4 hours later, friends, neighbors, and a tow truck driver were able to rescue the horse. The owner, Hope McKinley, could not have been happier to hear that her friend was safe.
kind of hard to explain. There's just something between us that is unbreakable, and it's hard to put into words. Like, you can only just feel it.
Hope was away at veterinary school in Montana when she heard the news. Wilson's veterinarian said his swelling is down and the only lingering problem is a cut above his eye. Wilson's now on a prescribed regimen of warmth, treats, and extra love. 6:34 now. No child should have to spend Christmas in the hospital. The kids at Children's Wisconsin got a nice surprise yesterday that started off as a long shot. Frank Healy has the story of how it went.
So I was jumping up and down like really high, and I was like smiling so much, and then I was like, oh my gosh, we did it, yeah!
Eva says that's how she reacted seeing 600 toys donated to her toy drive. Ava's mom, Candace Ferreira, says she couldn't believe the outpour of support from their impromptu toy drive.
Definitely made the good list.
Give you $10,000. Eva says it was all inspired by superstar YouTuber Mr. Beast, famous for giving away millions of dollars on his channel.
I'm Mr. Beast now. Like, this is me in the future.
When Eva came to her mom with the idea of a toy drive to get a toy for every kid at Children's Wisconsin, Candace was skeptical at first.
So I told her when she brought this idea to me, I said, well, let's just pick a floor, because I can't do it all.
But Eva didn't want any kid who might have to spend Christmas in the hospital left out.
I was bawling, and I said, no, we're not doing it. We're doing it all.
So they started the toy drive with drop-off locations at Realty Executive locations all over the Milwaukee area.
And our agents were amazing. We had one agent donate 100 toys.
Candace says one anonymous donor even turned a sad moment into something good.
She had a funeral. I don't know who it was or who the funeral was for, but instead of asking for monetary donations or flowers, she asked for donations.
She says once the drive got going, it was hard to keep track of all the toys.
Here in the office and at home, everywhere. The hardest part was probably counting all the toys.
But it's all for a good cause, making sure every kid gets something for Christmas.
Like, we want them to feel like happy and joyful whenever toys comes to them.
Books, puzzles, stuffed animals, science kits, and more. Candace says Children's Wisconsin officials told her donations like these are useful for kids working on redeveloping motor skills. They're both thankful for everyone who made it happen.
Just how thankful we are, right? For people's generosity. It was amazing.
I would say thank you for doing all of this.
That was Frank Healy reporting. Ava says that she plans on doing it all again next year. Well, companies are apparently not feeling the holiday spirit and are giving less when it comes to holiday bonuses. The outplacement firm Challenger Gray & Christmas released data from the survey of 252 employers and found that more than 81% plan to freeze the value of holiday bonuses at the same level last year. Nearly 27% said they would not be giving a bonus at all. That is up 4% from last year. Experts say companies have become more concerned about a possible economic recession or a slowdown. 6:37, we are tracking some light snow out there this morning, a dusting or so overnight so far in Madison. That, and we'll time out that long-awaited warm-up. And as we wind down the year, we take a look back at the inspirational people we've met in the 608.
Sometimes a cough isn't just a cough, so it's better to be prepared. Binax Now gives you reliable results in 15 minutes and detects multiple variants, including Omicron BA.5. Binax Now, the #1 COVID-19 self-test in the U.S.
Do you have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you. And whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes without whitening strips or trays.
The Power Swabs were so easy to use. I don't have to have strips sitting on my face for an hour. I don't have to have a foam tray where I feel like I'm gonna gag or I'm gonna go play football. I've tried like every over-the-counter whitening because, you know, I'm one of those people that I'm like obsessed with white teeth.
So with the strips I've used in the past, most of them are like, you gotta leave it on for 30 minutes and the whole experience is just not comfortable. But with Power Swabs, I just snapped it open and rubbed it on and it was good to go.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab and I just gotta rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
The secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker that lifts stains off of your teeth. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth. No more sitting at home with a whitening strip or tray in your mouth for 30 minutes twice a day.
When I use these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain, and I'm like, I hate this. So why do I have to go through the monstrosity of this pain just because I want to whiten my teeth? With Power Swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Within the first day with the Power Swab, I noticed there was a difference. I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Whiten your teeth this new year by ordering Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the regular price. Yes, 50% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Sometimes a cough isn't just a cough, so it's better to be prepared. Binax Now gives you reliable results in 15 minutes and detects multiple variants, including Omicron BA.5. Binax Now, the #1 COVID-19 self-test in the U.S.
Be prepared for winter weather. Trust the First Warn Weather Team to give you clear, timely, and accurate info, keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. Your certified, most accurate team, First Warn Weather, only on News 3 Now. News 3 Now's Call for Action team gets results.
We're taking action for you.
Nearly 700 cases closed, more than $500,000 recovered, and we're not finished yet. When you need help, call for action only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back, 6:41 in your Monday morning. I'm Josh Spreader with your First Warn weather forecast. We've got another active week, but temperatures are going to be warming up. So there's your positive news as we go through this final week of 2022. Again, today's going to be your coldest day of the week. Those south winds are going to come into play, and then we're going to be warming up, and that warm air is going to actually stay through the end of 2022. So a lot to look forward to for this holiday week. Here's high-resolution radar right now. You can see that light snow moving out. Some parts seeing a few flakes out there. Might have a new coating of snow out there, which might make it a little slickery. There's a new word for you. Slick as you head out on this day after Christmas. If you're doing any traveling, just keep that in mind as you head out. Here's Future Track again showing that snow moving out. A couple of breaks in the clouds as we go through your Monday. Clouds moving back in overnight. We'll be cooling things off. And then we'll see that mix of sun and clouds for your Tuesday as well as we start to see that little bit of a warm up as we go through the midweek. Here is what we're expecting as we plan your day. Again, 16 degrees for a high this afternoon. Most of us making it to the mid-teens, so that's already going to feel pretty nice out there compared to what we're used to. As we cool things down tonight, we'll cool down to around 0 degrees here in Madison. Some of us might be below 0, but not too far as that goes. Here's your high temperature trend. This is the good news as we go about your week, especially if you're looking forward to some milder weather. Look at this. We start to go up. We got 24, 37. We're into the mid-40s as we get towards the end of this week. So we're going to be doubling our temperatures. And boy, that's going to feel very, very balmy compared to where we were later parts of last week after we were well below 0. And then that mild weather is going to be sticking around as we go into holiday weekend next weekend. There's your 10-day forecast. Again, we are staying very, very active as we go through next weekend with those warmer temperatures sitting well above average, 10 degrees above average for many days. And then that active weather stays through next week. So that's not going away anytime soon as we go through the 10-day forecast and as we start 2023 off. As far as your First Warn traffic goes, of course, today is a government holiday, so things are pretty quiet out there. Even though it is slippery, I was going to say slickery again, slippery out there. Keep that in mind. There might be some slick spots, some icy spots, especially on the bridges and overpasses right now, but we're not seeing any major incidents out on the roadways at this hour, Chris.
All right, Josh. It looks pretty messy coming up here in a few days.
Yes.
There's above freezing temperatures and the precipitation.
A lot of melting too, which is good news as far as our roads go because a lot of them are still caked with that snow and ice. So at least we'll be able to get somewhere with that.
There you go. Josh Spreader, always the optimist.
I'm trying.
Well, News 3 Now spent the holiday season helping families in need through our 12 days of giving. This morning, we feature a couple of moms that have been struggling to make ends meet. So with the help of the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County and gracious community donors, we surprised them with a Christmas miracle. Andrew Banstra shows us the surprise.
Christmas is here, and while most are filled with cheer, single moms like Ariel and Jamie are struggling to make ends meet. Jamie is a military veteran struggling with trauma from her service who says she's living at poverty level.
Well, I am a single mom to 3 girls with no assistance, child support or anything like that, or other assistance, so it's hard.
Ariel is a single mother of 4. She has 2 kids in high school and 2 more right there on her lap. Like most, she's been counting down the days to Christmas, but for a different reason.
Right now I am financially struggling. I kind of tore my kids' Christmas may look a little different this year due to mommy is struggling, but I will try my best.
As single moms, they're their kids' only lifeboats, and without transportation, they're sinking.
Recently, I've had car troubles, and we've basically been without a vehicle for, must be like a month.
I am a basketball mom. My babies, they play sports, so yeah, I do a lot of driving.
With the help of the Boys and Girls Club and gracious donors, that's where News 3 Now parked our sleigh, so that these moms can focus on their kids and their gifts this holiday season.
Raise some funds for you for your car payment.
Oh my gosh.
To let you know that we've raised some funds for you for your car repairs. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you. I know, can we hug? Yeah. Okay, I'm a hugger.
Jamie was joyous when she received the money to repair her car, but also shocked, just the way a Christmas present should be.
A positive thing.
We're so
awesome.
happy to be able to help you.
Yeah, thank you.
And we're all really touched by your stories.
And with the help of News 3 Now, Ariel will be able to take her kids to basketball and give them the Christmas that they deserve.
Thank you. Thank you. I was behind the car payment.
In Madison, wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season, Andrew Bandstra, News 3 Now.
All right, in the 6:08 this morning, we are taking a look back at all of our coverage in 2022. Josh Spreiter is here with some of the inspirational people he met this year. Hey there, Josh.
Hey, good morning, Chris. Yeah, part 1 of 4 that we have set up for you this week. First up today, we're meeting some of the most inspirational folks we've met this year. Hear their positive messages to our viewers.
My favorite thing is just putting stuff away.
And it's like, oh my gosh, he's so valuable.
I just be happy that I have the job that I like to do.
We wanted to make space for Black women and honor Black women. I think sometimes our contributions are not mentioned or not covered, and so we could think of no better way to celebrate Black History Month, celebrate our colleague, and celebrate and honor the Black woman.
After their twins' nearly 4-month stay at St. Mary's Hospital, Molly wanted to find a way to give back with her own experience and perspective.
Where I'd be most put to use is at the bedside with the parents who are watching their children and wondering what's next and sort of comforting in that angle.
Hi, bud, come on. We really want to see natural behaviors, so that's part of our rehabilitation process.
The more we talk about it, the less uncomfortable it will be. I think I have not met a person that hasn't been touched by mental health in some way. So there's so much room for growth and understanding.
It's easy to get to, very convenient to find it. Amazingly sweet fragrance, particularly from dusk till dawn, are part of our really sensory engagement focus here at the Healing Garden.
I would guess, obviously, this is very complex. You need to have the support to be able to be successful.
Yeah, and it's taken a while, but it's finally kicking off. And it's also kind of fun to watch an 80-year-old man turn into a little boy.
People don't realize that they can really go beyond what they think they can do. So when they break down those barriers and they get through the failures in life, we make sure the little things that happen that bring on that failure don't happen again.
It's hard to feel these emotions. It's hard to reflect on what's happened to you. You want to just dismiss it and pretend it never happened.
Being out there, being physical in nature can be so healing.
Yes. We got this.
I also
also have mental disabilities also, which to me count as my strengths. My caseworker and my boss at the time thought it would be a great idea for me to do it because I'm super nice to people and I understand people and I get people.
The 1% more is a life habit, it's a mentality, and I think it's something that can be replicated into any career, into any profession. I think that 1% is what helps you become the next best version of yourself.
Because I just saw how much it brought them all together to have their words on the wall. And even when students come back, they'll say, oh, I can still see this is my handwriting. And that's pretty special.
My thanks to photojournalist Mark Schilling for putting that together. Remember, you can always go to channel3000.com/in608. There's an interactive map for you to see all of the places we've been across southern Wisconsin. And boy, Chris, we just have so many positive messages to share, you can't help but smile.
I love that story about the Kokopelli Cafe in Waunakee, and those kids running the coffee shop, but it did so much more than that, Josh.
Making a difference. I mean, that's the thing is like folks young, all the way from, you know, elementary, middle, and high school level, all the way to, you know, we spoke to some people in their 80s still making a difference. So that's how lucky we are to live in a place that has all these amazing people, Chris.
What was the name of the couple with the train? With the
Buck and Jan.
Buck and Jan.
Buck and Jan,
oh,
yeah.
Great.
That was one of my favorites too. That's why it's so hard. They're all my favorite story because, you know, you just bring back so many wonderful memories of being able to go and showcase these folks.
You know, hats off to everyone who was brave enough and had the courage to share their story. That is not an easy thing to do, to get in front of the camera and to kind of bear it all and be their authentic self. So thank you to everyone who participated this year and opened up to Josh. It makes our morning on a daily basis.
Making a difference here in our community.
Here's to 2023, Josh.
We're almost there.
Yeah, I know. Just a few days away. Okay, so Josh's stories often come from folks just like you, so reach out to him. He'd love to hear from you at Josh Sprider TV on social media or in the 608 at WISC-TV.com if you want to email him. Coming up in the morning sprint, some relief for Europe's energy crisis. And in our next half hour, we have a story, a bunch of stories coming up in the morning sprint as we say happy birthday to, well, some kiddos who did not send their pictures in today. There's the information if you want us to help celebrate a birthday for you. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year! Garage doors do not like the cold weather at all.
As soon as it gets cold springs, parts will burn.
At Precision, we always come fully stocked. We're able to typically solve most garage door problems within a couple hours.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And if you haven't tried Plexiderm, we've created the best offer yet with our New Year's Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under-eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. Even the 11 lines between your eyes are visibly gone in minutes. Plexiderm works so well that celebrities in Hollywood and people just like you feel years younger in minutes. This is why I'm letting people try it for only $14.95 this New Year at plexidermtrial.com.
So I've had under eye bags for a very long time and it sucks. I have spent so much money on tons of eye creams, eye gels. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm, and I'm not joking, it works. When I do a collage and everything is done, it looks amazing. That is exactly how Plexiderm makes me feel. I put it on my face, and somehow, some way, I look together, which is amazing. I'm Jackie, and I took the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge, and so should you.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there, like the bags are gone.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale rock. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. This new year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. So if under eye bags make you look tired or feel older, take action this new year and see that younger looking you. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
When you're ready to go, but static says, whoa. Try Bounce Lasting Fresh. More freshness, more softness, less static, less wrinkles. New Bounce Lasting Fresh. Yeah, it's the sheet.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year sale on now at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
6:54, time for the morning sprint. The Packers very much alive this morning with their playoff hopes after beating the Miami Dolphins yesterday. Packers have now won 3 straight. Green Bay came from behind to overcome a 10-point deficit to beat Miami yesterday. The easiest way now for the Packers to make the playoffs is win their final 2 games against Minnesota and Detroit at home, with 1 or more losses by Washington and New York. Tensions between North and South Korea remain high this morning after South Korea fired warning shots and scrambled jets to intercept North Korean drones that violated the South's airspace. It's the first time North Korean drones have violated the airspace of the South since 2017. There were 5 drones launched, with 1 flying near Seoul. South Korea fired over 100 rounds at the drones. And in Taiwan this morning, officials say that 47 Chinese aircraft have crossed the median line on the Taiwan Strait into its air defense identification zone yesterday. This as Beijing announced military drills around Taiwan. Officials say that 71 Chinese aircraft in total were patrolling, and Taiwan responded with increasing patrols in the air, navy, and land-based missile systems. Russia is ready to resume sending gas to Europe. Russia's deputy prime minister said they're ready to resume gas shipments over the Yamal-Europe pipeline. The conflict in Ukraine has sent the whole of Europe into an energy crisis, and it is unclear if European nations will take Russia up on its offer.
We're seeing some light snow moving out of the News 3 Now viewing area this morning. A little bit of a fresh coating out there right now, but keep that in mind if you're heading out. There might be some slick spots out there after that. As we look for the 3 things you need to know, again, coldest day of the week is today. Then we're going to have some warm air being pumped in as we go all the way into your New Year's. So something to look forward to. We're going from the teens to the 20s to the 30s and into the 40s as we go into next weekend. So things will be melting a little bit. Along with that, several chances for rain and snow as we get towards the new year, Chris.
Cannot wait for it. Thanks, Josh. A news and weather update here in 30 minutes.